Okay, so in my experience, one of the biggest mistakes I see people making when buying art for their homes is this. They walk into a gallery or browse online. They see something they like, and they buy it without thinking about whether it actually works for their space. Here's the thing. Choosing art isn't just about personal taste. It's about picking the right style for what your room actually needs. Which style will make your room feel larger? Which one might actually make your space feel cluttered? I'm going to give you a simple checklist and show you real room examples so you can avoid those expensive mistakes and feel confident when you're ready to buy. Tell me in the comments, are you team abstract or team realism? Because understanding how these two styles work completely differently in your home is going to change everything. First, let me define each style quickly. Then I'll show you two real examples, and finally give you a simple 3-question checklist you can use when shopping. Realistic art shows things you can recognize: people, houses, trees, landscapes. Abstract art uses shapes, colors, and forms without showing specific objects. Most people think they understand this difference, but here's what's driving me crazy. This basic understanding is actually causing people to make terrible choices for their homes. Here's the first problem I see. I had a client who bought a massive realistic painting of a forest scene for her small living room because she thought it was safer than abstract. The painting showed every single tree, every leaf, every shadow. It was beautiful in the gallery, but in her 12 by 14 living room, it made the space feel like the walls were closing in. In that small living room, a simpler abstract piece with open composition would have kept the space feeling airy. Now the second common mistake. I've seen people choose abstract art thinking it's easier to work with. They grab something colorful and random because they think abstract means anything goes. I saw someone hang this chaotic splatter painting in their dining room, thinking it would add energy. Instead, it made everyone feel anxious during meals. A calmer abstract piece with flowing lines would have created the relaxed atmosphere they actually wanted. So what do you do about it? Here's what most people don't understand about how these styles actually work in your room. In my experience, people tend to read a clear scene in realistic work. Think beach equals vacation, so the artwork often brings a specific narrative into the room. With abstract pieces, viewers often project their own feelings or memories onto the forms and colors, so the art invites interpretation rather than telling a single story. This difference changes everything about how the art functions in your space. That realistic landscape was literally telling the small living room a story about wide open spaces, but the room couldn't deliver on that promise. It created tension instead of harmony. And here's something that might surprise you. Most artists and designers use color, composition, and balance when they make abstract work. It's not just random paint. You can tell the difference immediately when you know what to look for. Now, realistic art has a hidden challenge that catches people off guard. Because it shows specific things, it competes for attention with everything else in your room. That beautiful still life of flowers has to play nice with your actual flowers, your patterned pillows, your textured rug. It can add a lot of visual information that competes with your furniture and textiles. The energy of your room changes completely based on this choice. Realistic art tends to ground a space and give it weight. Abstract art can make a space feel lighter and more flexible. Neither is better than the other, but one is definitely better for your particular situation. Here are 3 quick questions to ask yourself when you're shopping. First, what job do I want this art to do? Anchor the space, open it up, energize it, or calm it down? Second, how busy or simple is the room already? And third, will the art compete with or complement my existing patterns and colors? I'll show you how to use this checklist in a minute, but understanding these differences means you can stop making choices based on what you think you're supposed to like. Instead, let me give you the actual process to use when you're shopping. Here are the 3 questions to ask yourself before you buy any piece. First, what job do I want this art to do? Anchor the space, open it up, energize it, or calm it down? Second, how busy or simple is the room already? And third, will the art compete with or complement my existing patterns and colors? Answer those, and you'll avoid most of the mistakes I see people make. Now you have a clear way to evaluate pieces so you can shop with more confidence and reduce the chance of an expensive mismatch. If this helped, like the video and hit subscribe for more straightforward design tips. Also tell me in the comments, which of those 3 questions do you think will be most helpful for you? Buy for the room, not the gallery.